Let me ask you something. Have you ever poured your heart, time, or resources into helping someone only to feel like it made no difference? Maybe you bent over backward to lift them up, and instead of gratitude, all you got was frustration. If that's ever happened to you, you're not alone. The truth is, helping the wrong people can drain your energy, rob you of your peace, and even set you back on your own journey. It's like trying to fill a bucket with a hole at the bottom. No matter how much you pour in, it's never enough. Now, don't get me wrong, helping others is a beautiful thing. It's one of the greatest gifts we can offer. But here's the thing, not everyone deserves your help. That might sound harsh, but it's the truth. Because if you keep giving to people who aren't ready, willing, or able to change, you're not just wasting your effort, you're robbing someone else, someone who truly needs it, of your support. So today I want to talk to you about 6 types of people you should never help. Not because you're mean or unkind, but because being wise about who you help allows you to have a greater impact where it truly matters. Buckle up, because this conversation might just change the way you approach the idea of helping others. 1. Be entitled. You've met them before. They're the people who believe the world owes them something. They don't ask for your help, they demand it. It's not, could you help me, but you should be helping me. They act like your resources, time, and expertise are their birthright. The problem with helping the entitled is that they lack gratitude. No matter how much you do for them, it will never be enough. They'll take your effort for granted and complain if you don't do more. They won't see your help as a gift, they'll see it as an obligation. Now let's be clear, being generous and kind is good. But helping someone who feels entitled to your kindness is a losing game. You'll exhaust yourself trying to meet their endless expectations, and they'll still find reasons to criticize you. Instead of focusing on the entitled, channel your energy toward people who appreciate your effort and are willing to grow alongside you. 2. The chronic victim. This is the person who always has a problem but never a solution. No matter what advice or resources you offer, they find a way to stay stuck. It's like they're allergic to progress. Helping the chronic victim is exhausting because they're not interested in change, they're interested in attention. They want to tell their story over and over again, but they don't want to take any steps to rewrite it. And here's the tricky part. They'll make you feel guilty for not helping them enough. But here's the truth, you can't fix someone who refuses to take responsibility for their life. Helping a chronic victim is like trying to fill a bottomless pit. No matter how much effort you pour in, it'll never be enough. Save your energy for people who are ready to take action and make meaningful changes. 3. The opportunist. The opportunist is another type you should watch out for. These are the people who only come around when they need something. They don't build genuine connections or relationships, they look for opportunities to benefit from you. The opportunist might seem friendly and charming at first. They'll flatter you, make you feel important, and then ask for a favor. But once they've gotten what they need, they disappear. And when you need help, they're nowhere to be found. Helping an opportunist is dangerous because it creates a one-sided dynamic. You give, they take, and the relationship remains shallow. Over time, this can leave you feeling used and undervalued. Instead, invest your energy in people who are there for you in good times and bad, those who understand the importance of reciprocity. 4. The unappreciative. These are the people who take your help for granted. You could go out of your way to support them, sacrifice your own needs, and give them your best, and they won't even acknowledge it. Unappreciative people rob you of the joy of giving. Helping others should feel rewarding, not draining. Gratitude is the fuel that keeps generosity alive, and without it, you're left feeling unappreciated and used. Here's the thing, if someone can't take a moment to say thank you or show some kind of appreciation, they're not worth your effort. Helping the unappreciative doesn't just waste your time, it diminishes your sense of fulfillment. Focus on helping people who value your efforts and express their gratitude. 5. The serial taker. The serial taker is the person who's always asking for favors but never offers anything in return. They see relationships as one-way streets, where everything flows toward them and nothing flows back. Helping a serial taker creates an imbalance in your life. Relationships should be about mutual support, but with a serial taker, it's all give and no take. They'll keep coming back for more until you're completely drained. And the moment you set a boundary, they'll make you feel guilty for it. Don't get caught in the trap of trying to please a serial taker. Helping them won't lead to a stronger relationship, it'll only lead to resentment. Instead, focus on building connections with people who understand the value of give and take. 6. The repeater. Finally, there's the repeater. This is the person who keeps making the same mistakes over and over again, even after you've helped them countless times. They don't learn from their experiences, and they don't take your advice seriously. Helping a repeater is like running on a hamster wheel. You put in all this effort, but you never get anywhere. They'll come to you with the same problem, you'll offer the same solution, and they'll ignore it. And then the cycle repeats. Sometimes the best way to help a repeater is to stop helping them. Let them face the consequences of their choices. Growth comes from taking responsibility, and as long as you keep bailing them out, they'll never have the incentive to change. Now, you might be thinking, Jim, isn't it selfish to turn people away? Not at all. In fact, it's the opposite. Being discerning about who you help isn't selfish, it's smart. It's about protecting your energy so you can make a meaningful impact where it matters most. Helping others is one of the most fulfilling and transformative things you can do in life. It's an act of kindness that has the potential to create ripples of change far beyond what you can imagine. But here's the thing, it only works if it's done wisely. If you're pouring your energy, time, and resources into the wrong people, not only do you drain yourself, but you also fail to create real, lasting change. That's the harsh truth many of us have to learn the hard way. So how do you avoid helping the wrong people? It all comes down to boundaries. Boundaries are not about building walls to shut people out, they're about creating filters to ensure that the right people get in. Think of boundaries as your personal quality control system. They help you evaluate who genuinely needs your help and who is simply taking advantage of your generosity. Setting boundaries might feel uncomfortable at first, especially if you're someone who naturally wants to help everyone. If you've spent years as a yes person, learning to say no can feel like you're letting people down. But let me tell you something, boundaries are not just necessary, they're non-negotiable. They protect your well-being, your time, and your ability to help people who truly need it. You see, when you set boundaries, you're not being selfish, you're being wise. Imagine you're carrying a bucket of water, and every time you help someone, you pour a little water from your bucket into theirs. If you keep pouring into buckets with holes in the bottom, eventually you're left with nothing to give. But if you're intentional about where you pour, you can make a meaningful difference without running dry. Boundaries allow you to determine who is ready to grow and who is simply looking for a handout. They give you the clarity to focus on what truly matters, instead of wasting your resources on people who don't value your help. Let's be honest, saying no is hard. It feels uncomfortable, especially if you're used to being a go-to person for others. But here's the thing, every time you say yes to someone who doesn't appreciate or respect your help, you're saying no to someone else who does. You're saying no to your own goals, your own peace of mind, and your own well-being. Saying no isn't about rejecting people, it's about choosing where to direct your energy. It's about ensuring that your efforts are meaningful and impactful, rather than wasted. So how do you recognize the wrong people? Start by paying attention to patterns. Are you constantly helping someone who never seems to make progress? Do they take your advice but never act on it? Do they keep coming back with the same problems, expecting you to fix them? These are signs that you're dealing with someone who isn't ready to grow. And let me tell you, no amount of help will change that. Growth is an inside job. If someone isn't willing to take responsibility for their own life, there's nothing you can do to fix it for them. Now let's talk about the flip side of this. When you focus on helping the right people, the impact you can have is extraordinary. The right people are the ones who are ready to grow. They're willing to put in the work, to take responsibility for their own lives, and to use your help as a stepping stone, not a crutch. These are the people who will take what you give them and multiply it. They'll use your support as a catalyst for change, and in turn they'll inspire and uplift others. Helping these people is not just rewarding, it's transformative. Helping others is one of the most fulfilling acts in life. It allows you to connect with others, share wisdom, and contribute to growth that extends beyond just one person. But as noble as it is, helping others comes with a responsibility to ensure your time and energy are directed where they matter most. Too often, we fall into the trap of trying to help everyone, only to find ourselves drained and disheartened. That's why discernment is key. Knowing who to help and who to let go is not an act of selfishness, it's an act of wisdom. The truth is, not everyone will appreciate your help. There are people who will take your kindness for granted, who will view your efforts as an entitlement rather than a gift. Then there are those who are unwilling to change, no matter how much guidance or support you provide. These people drain your energy, leaving you exhausted with little to show for it. And let's not forget the ones who take but never give, leaving you at a one-sided exchange that eventually becomes unsustainable. This is why you need to focus on the right people. The right people are those who appreciate your efforts. Gratitude may seem like a simple thing, but it's a powerful indicator of character. When someone truly values what you do for them, it shows in their words, their actions, and their respect for your time. Gratitude fuels a healthy dynamic. It motivates you to keep giving because you know your efforts are making a difference. In contrast, when someone lacks appreciation, it creates a sense of imbalance. No matter how much you do, it never feels like enough, and that can wear you down over time. Beyond appreciation, the right people are those who are willing to grow. Helping someone who is stagnant, who refuses to take responsibility for their own life, is like pouring water into a bucket with holes that goes nowhere. But when you help someone who is ready to change, who takes your advice seriously and acts on it, the impact is profound. These are the people who take what you offer and use it as a stepping stone to something greater. They don't just sit back and expect you to do the work for them, they're active participants in their own growth. So how do you decide who to help? Start by looking for the signs of readiness and respect. Does so stand firm in your decisions? Don't let guilt or pressure sway you into helping people who don't value or deserve your efforts. Remember, not everyone deserves your help, and that's okay. It's not about being harsh, it's about being intentional. When you focus on the right people, you create a ripple effect that extends far beyond what you can see. You make a difference that matters, and that's what helping others is truly about.